The Little General gas station and convenience store was located on Flat Top Road in Gent. Inside the wood-framed building, the store sold soft drinks, magazines, and snacks, as well as pizza, which was cooked in 2 propane-fired ovens. In 1994, the Southern Sun Company installed a 500-gallon propane tank against the back wall of the store. Southern Sun sold its propane business to Feral Gas in 1996. The logo on the tank was changed, but the tank itself was left in place. Years later, in January 2007, the Little General Company changed propane providers from Feral Gas to Thompson Gas. Appalachian Heating, a local firm selling propane for Thompson Gas, installed a new tank 10 feet from the building. There were still about 350 gallons of propane in the old tank, which Appalachian Heating intended to transfer through a special valve, hose, and pump to the newly installed Thompson gas tank. To make such a transfer, a technician must first unscrew a safety plug from the top of the liquid withdrawal valve on the tank to be emptied. The safety plug has a small hole in its side called a telltale. If propane is released through the hole, it is a warning that a dangerous release is likely if the plug is completely removed. So if propane is seen, the plug should be retightened. If no propane is observed escaping, the plug may be removed, and a valve with a special fitting is then threaded into the liquid withdrawal valve. This special fitting depresses a spring-loaded mechanism, allowing propane to flow through the valve and into the hose to transfer the propane. The CSB determined that on the day of the accident, several factors combined to turn what should have been a routine tank exchange into a tragedy. On the morning of January 30th, 2007, 2 technicians from Appalachian Heating arrived to put the new tank into service. The lead technician then departed for another job site, leaving an inexperienced junior technician to prepare for the transfer of propane unsupervised. At about 10:25 a.m., the junior technician began to unscrew the safety plug from the liquid withdrawal valve, a valve the CSB would later determine was permanently stuck in the open position. Propane likely flowed out of the hole in the plug, but the technician had not been trained on the importance of checking for the escaping gas. Immediately, as the technician removed the plug, a jet of propane sprayed upward through the valve. A billowing white cloud of flammable propane vapor formed behind the store. The propane struck the eaves of the building and flowed into the store through vents in the roof overhang and directly into the restrooms through 2 vent pipes. The flammable gas also diffused down through the ceiling. The gas, colored gray here for illustration, was invisible to the employees inside, but they noted the spreading odor associated with propane. The dense vapor also accumulated at ground level around the tank and the foundation of the building. The technician, standing in the midst of the propane cloud, was unable to stop the release due to the force of the jet. Over the next almost half hour, all 4 store employees remained inside, and the technicians stayed by the tank as others responding to the propane release arrived. There was no evacuation as propane continued to escape from the tank. At 10:28 a.m., shortly after the leak began, the junior technician called the lead technician, informing him of the situation. At 10:31, the lead technician called Thompson Gas Technical Support for guidance. The lead technician then called the junior technician back and likely told him to call 911. At 10:40 a.m., the junior technician made a 911 emergency call.
911, where's your emergency?
He told the operator, "I need the fire department down at the Little General store in Gent. I've got a propane leak. I need their help to secure the area." He went on to say, "I work for Appalachian Heating. We've had a dysfunction in the tanks and I have a leaky tank." At 10:43 a.m., the county 911 operator broadcast the report of a propane leak.
Raleigh Control, Station 110, station 110, Injury Pond, Flat Top Road, and the Little General, across from Flat Top Lake. Report of a propane leak.
4 minutes later, at about 10:47 a.m., a Gent Volunteer Fire Department captain arrived. He ordered the store to close. The employees turned off the gasoline pumps, locked the door, and remained inside. They posted a sign on the door reading, "Store closed due to gas leak." Despite the imminent danger, no one inside or outside the building evacuated. Next, 2 emergency medical technicians arrived in an ambulance. They went to the tank to examine the technician for a frostbite injury, likely caused by contact with the liquid propane. Just after 10:50 a.m., the lead technician returned to the scene and joined the junior technician at the leaking tank. A short time later, another volunteer firefighter arrived in his personal vehicle and met the others at the tank. It was now approaching 10:53 a.m. The 2 propane technicians remained near the leaking tank. The fire captain, the firefighter, and an emergency medical technician stood nearby. The other EMT directed traffic away from the store. The 4 employees waited inside. The captain told the firefighter, "Make sure everybody's out, okay?" But 30 seconds later, as the firefighter walked toward the store, the propane found an undetermined ignition source and exploded.